Hello, good evening. You are watching Politics Insights with me, Ibrahim Umar Wase, where facts meet perspective and politics finds its poles. Tonight, the world stage is once again split between guns, diplomacy, and ambition. From Washington to Gaza, from premises of peace to the politics of power. All these and more on DDM Politics Insights. Stay tuned. We will be right back after the break. Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky was in Washington on Friday, hoping to secure more weapons, including the long-range Tomahawk missile. But before he could even make the pitch, Donald Trump got a 2-hour phone call from Vladimir Putin. And when the call ended, the tone in Washington had changed. Trump told Zelensky he doesn't currently plan to send the Tomahawk, saying he wants the war to end quickly. Publicly, he called for both sides to stop where they are and declare victory.
I met with President Zelensky, as you know, today, and we had a very good meeting, very cordial meeting. In my opinion, they should stop the war immediately. You go by the battle line wherever it is, otherwise it's too complicated. You'll never be able to figure it out. You stop at the battle line and both sides should go home, go to their families, stop the killing, and that should be it. Stop right now at the battle line. I told that to President Zelensky. I told it to President Putin.
Behind closed doors, Zelensky said it's good. He didn't say no, but he didn't say yes either.
We trust the United States. We trust President that he wants to finish this war, and it's difficult. It's very tough solution. We spoke about Tomahawks. I'm open with it. We want very much, yes. And the President already, I think that American side said that. Look, we have to understand because we don't have. I mean, we need them.
Leaving today, are you more or less optimistic that you are going to get those Tomahawks?
I'm realistic.
That's not a yes or no.
Analysts in DC call it strategic ambiguity, a move to keep leverage over Kyiv. While appealing to isolationist voters back home, Zelensky also highlighted Washington's readiness to replace Russia's energy supply to Europe, further isolating Moscow economically.
Бажаю здоров'я, шановні українці і українки. Сьогодні вже були доповіді військових, доповіді Служби безпеки, ситуація на фронті, зокрема Покровський напрямок, сусідні райони, також Куп'янськ, прикордоння Харківщини та Сумщини, Запорізька область. Ми тримаємо ситуацію. Я вдячний кожному нашому підрозділу за стійкість. Готуємо певні наші кроки на фронті та відповідаємо росіянам на кожен їхній удар. Ми говорили з головкомом Олександром Сирським, в тому числі щодо нашої далекобійності, є збільшення і по відстані, і по влучності наших далекобійних санкцій проти Росії. Фактично кожні день-два є ураження російської нафтопереробки, і це працює на повернення Росії до реальності. Також я хочу відзначити за результати цими тижнями наших воїнів з 13-ї бригади оперативного призначення Національної гвардії, 92-ї окремої штурмової бригади. Обидві бригади знищують окупанта на Куп'янському напрямку. Також саме там є результати у 127-ї окремої важкої механізованої бригади, підрозділів Сил спеціальних операцій, Служби безпеки України та Військової служби правопорядку. Дякую всім вам, воїни. Працюємо з партнерами в Європі, щоб розширити програму Pearl і збільшувати закупівлі американської зброї. Зокрема, це ППО та деякі засоби нашої далекобійності. Наступного тижня ми будемо говорити з партнерами в Європі щодо нових внесків у програму Pearl. Також ми готуємо дуже важливі наші домовленості з деякими країнами щодо зброї та оборонних технологій. Буде розширення наших можливостей. Команда Офісу зараз фіналізує одну угоду, яку ми вже кілька місяців готуємо. Я хочу також подякувати прем'єр-міністру України Юлії Свириденко, всій команді, що працює з партнерами по газу для України, по енергетичній підтримці. Сьогодні були доповіді щодо цього. Є вагомі результати і в Америці, і також зі Словаччиною. По енергетиці у нас спільне бачення також з нашими іншими партнерами. В Європі має бути 0 російських енергоресурсів, і сигнали з Америки чіткі. Зараз вони готові поставити в Європу стільки газу і нафти, скільки потрібно, щоб замістити російське постачання. В нашому регіоні є необхідна інфраструктура, є необхідний потенціал, який може допомогти енергонезалежності Європі значно більше. Ми зробили свої пропозиції Америці і щодо інфраструктури по газу, і по атомній генерації, і по деяким іншим проектам. Ми працюємо над деталями. Майже щодня зараз в комунікації з лідерами для того, щоб була наша спільна позиція всіх в Європі щодо тиску на Росію.
Analysts interpret the message as a direct response to Donald Trump's reported suggestion that Ukraine should accept Putin's term. Kyiv instead reaffirmed its stance, no concessions, no compromise.
Правильного тиску. Ми нічого не будемо дарувати агресору. Нічого їм не забудемо. Ми чітко бачимо, що ця Росія є довготривалою загрозою. Отже, нам в Європі потрібна довготривала співпраця та реальні результати і в короткій перспективі, і більш далекоглядно, щоб люди могли жити. Ще одне. Я доручив нашим дипломатам, і вже про це говорив з багатьма лідерами, готувати найближчим часом зустріч коаліції охочих. Нам в Європі потрібні спільні, сильні позиції. І це буде. Дякую всім, хто з нами, хто з Україною. Слава Україні!
President Volodymyr Zelensky reaffirmed that territory remains the hardest issue in any negotiation. Ukraine will not concede occupied lands. He emphasized that peace cannot come at the cost of sovereignty or justice. In parallel, the government established a coordination headquarters to accelerate the protection of energy facilities, integrating the Interior Ministry, military engineers, and regional administrations. The goal, fortify critical infrastructure before Russia intensifies its winter campaign. The signal is clear. Resilience first, leverage later. So here is the question, dear viewers. Is Trump playing peacemaker or power broker? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to like and subscribe for deeper global insight every week. Now, let's turn our lens to Western Asia, where hope and horror continue to share the same skyline. A fragile ceasefire has been brokered by US President Donald Trump between Israel and Hamas, effectively pausing what many have called a 2-year genocide in Gaza. But even before the ink could dry on that deal, the script flipped. Report now says Israeli forces have launched new strikes, hitting more than 100 sites today alone, including a refugee shelter in Rafah, where at least 23 civilians have been confirmed dead. Diplomatic efforts are flattering, humanitarian corridors collapsing, and the so-called peace once again is hanging by a thread. Critics accuse Washington of complicity through silence, arguing that muted diplomacy is as deadly as open warfare. Others, however, claim this chaos fits perfectly into Trump's political narrative. The promise of no endless wars, even if it means turning a blind eye to the suffering of innocents. Meanwhile, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu insists the war is not over until Hamas disarms.
Ladies and gentlemen, this war can come to an end now. All that has to happen is for Hamas to surrender, lay down its arms, and release all the hostages. But if they don't, we will fight until we achieve victory, total victory. There is no substitute for it.
But the US State Department says otherwise, claiming that Hamas is preparing fresh attacks against Gaza civilians. Trump, in his characteristic tone, warns that if Hamas doesn't stop, there will be no choice but to go back and kill them.
What's your reaction to Israel's strikes on Gaza today?
Well, we're going to have to see what's happening. We want to make sure that it's going to be very peaceful with Hamas. And as you know, they've been quite rambunctious. They've been doing some shooting, and we think maybe the leadership isn't involved in that. You know, some rebels within, but either way, it's going to be handled properly. It's going to be handled toughly, but properly.
Is the ceasefire still in place?
Yeah, yes.
And so the world finds itself asking, how many more victories can humanity afford when the price tag is measured in children's lives and shattered homes? Is this peace or merely a pause between tragedies? Tell us what you think. Should America lead the charge for peace, or should it step back and let the region define its own destiny? Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, because your voice isn't just part of the conversation, it shaped the conscience of our time. Finally, back in the United States, President Trump isn't just redefining foreign policy, he's redefining protest itself. At the very No Kings rally, Donald Trump did what Donald Trump does best. He made it personal. Mid-speech, he dropped the mic literally after declaring, "By the way, I'm not a king. I work my ass off to make our country great." That's all it is. Please take a look.
By the way, I'm not a king. I'm not a king. I work my ass off to make our country great. That's all it is. I'm not a king at all.
And in the same clip, pure Trump theater, he added, "Not representative of the people of our country, the protesters he mean." Please take a look.
I think it's a joke. I looked at the people. They're not representative of this country. And I looked at all the brand new signs paid for, I guess it was paid for by Soros and other radical left lunatics. It looks like it was. We're checking it out. The demonstrations were very small, very ineffective, and the people were whacked out. When you look at those people, those are not representative of the people of our country.
You heard that right. Supporters call it passion. Critics call it populism on steroid. Either way, Trump is once again commanding headlines and controversy in equal measure. But let's pause for a moment and ask, what is the No Kings protest really about? The No Kings movement erupted nationwide on October 18 in over 2,700 US locations, drawing tens of thousands of protesters. Their message, a loud unified no to fascism and to what they call Trump's erosion of democratic norms. Demonstrators denounced his mass deportation policies, cuts to social programs, and his growing grip on America's institutions. Hours after the rallies, Trump responded in a way only he could by posting an AI-generated video on Truth Social, depicting himself as King Trump piloting a jet that dumped brown sludge on demonstrators in Times Square, set dramatically to danger zone. The clip, reposted by the White House and Vice President J.D. Vance, drew mixed reactions. Supporters hailed it as trolling brilliance. Opponent slams it as juvenile and dangerous. So tonight, America wrestles with a defining question. Is Donald Trump truly the voice of the people or merely the echo of a dangerous new nationalism? Let's hear your thoughts. Drop your comments below, and if you are watching us on YouTube, don't just scroll past. Like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell, because your opinion is not just opinion. It is the pulse of democracy. From Kyiv to Washington, Gaza to Main Street, the story is the same. Power is shifting and the world is watching. I am Ibrahim Umar Wase, and this has been Politics Inside. Join us next time as we decode the headline and reveal the forces behind them. Good night, and keep thinking beyond the noise.